seeks to uphold righteousness should be the people or family that are examples in the community. And in this time, that's very, very rare. We're lacking that in South Africa. We do not have brothers who are upholding a good standard for the community to look up to. Instead, we have a community. Good morning, good evening. Hey YouTube, welcome to my channel. My name is Sister Oz, and today I'm talking about something that I'm very passionate about, and that is Rastafari liberty. I'm talking about it because my foundations are Rastafari. I was Rasta for a very long time and only transitioned like 2 years ago, and that's evolving. I did not go back to nonsense, and I want to talk about the movement and the concerns that I had when I eventually decided to step out. So if you have a spliff, we can spliff and live our best lives. Let me just So I met up with the Rastafari lifestyle when I was doing my final year in high school, but I'd always been curious about more than anything the ganja or the weed. I feel like for me that's the one thing that allowed me to bridge the gap. When I eventually came across the Rastas, it was like something that I can communicate about, and because it was like in the early 2000s, seeing a young lady smoking weed was very, especially one who, you know, respected herself and took care of herself, it was shocking for other people, and I guess it seemed ballsy because I was not hiding the thing. I was very, very proud of what I was doing. So I loved Rastafari, came into Rastafari lifestyle, got a partner, had children with the partner, and then I think it was 11 years in when I started questioning a lot of things, you know, because I had a Christian upbringing. So my evolution in Rastafari was inevitable because I wasn't going to allow myself to like regurgitate one, like it may seem, talking point, you know. So I was not a fan of the fact that there is no evolution. So for me, I tried to want to evolve within the movement, but it was very difficult because I do really respect the movement, and it was me who decided to pull myself back because I don't want to force something that isn't supposed to be forced. You know, it's either you're hot or you're cold. You cannot be in the middle. And because I was a practitioner of the lifestyle, and I was an avid member, and I was an advocate, and I was true to self. I was true just as much as I'm still true to self. So I'm saying this to say that even in my evolution, I do not evolve post the lifestyle that I gained. You know, for me, I feel like life had a purpose for me to go through that door, and from that door, the lessons that I move with, and as a foundation of my lifestyle, of my life, in fact, because I met with the lifestyle when I was very young, you know, and I've been practicing that life even till today, you know. Like for instance, my diet, you know, I am an italist to the core. You know, I take care of anything that I put in my food. I am very concerned about the things that I apply on my skin, ways of healing myself. That's very, like, for me, is influenced by that, like that lifestyle and that foundation. I hardly ever wear makeup or artificial anything. This I'm just wearing because I don't wanna. I want to get a break from the head wraps. I have my dreadlocks under this, you know. They're still small, you know. I think it's this. Yeah. They're still very short. So I don't like them when they're short because I had a long lock, and I remember when I was growing the first lock, how I used to deal with the fact that I didn't like the short hair, the short dreadlock. I would like wear head wraps, you know. So I had worn head wraps for a long time, and I feel like now I need some break. So I carry that lifestyle and that consciousness everywhere I go, and I've made a commitment to carry that lifestyle. And because I want to carry the lifestyle, it still endures me to the movement, and it still touches something in me, because I know it is it is because of the genuine people that I met up with and the genuine people that still exist that I am who I am today, and I will never let go of that, irrespective of what happens. I'll always shine the flag, and I move as a caveat in this time just to show my appreciation of my foundations and my roots. So I'm saying this as an introduction to, for people to understand that I may not appear to be like Rasta because I'm going to make a series because I'm concerned. It's a series of my concern of the Ras community in South Africa. This is part 1. So my concern stems from all of the things that I cited earlier in my introduction. That is the things that eventually made me evolve, or deciding to evolve. One, I just decided to close the Bible and to learn more about life, experience life and my reality as a South African and how I can apply it to my everyday life experiences and encounters with other human beings. So now what I'm seeing is that there's a whole lot of trendiness in the lifestyle, that it is beginning to lose its essence, and I'm heartbroken because it waters down something that is very great and is very powerful. I know it's not to say that any other lifestyle is not great, but I feel like because I got so much richness from it, that it would be unfair for other people to not actually witness the richness because of all of the slackness that is happening in the community. I'm in South Africa, and in the South African Rasta community is a very big big community. There's people rising all the time, but then again, what I'm noticing is that when people realize their evolution, as opposed to advancing above their state of being or their state of consciousness, from what it was to a new consciousness, many would say members of a new race, quoting Haile Selassie, the emperor. So but the things that I embodied, for instance, I feel like most people are losing the essence of what the movement is about. The movement is a political movement that has soul. That's the best way I can explain it. It's a political movement that has soul, and the politicalness of it all is sparked by the black man's struggle, and it can never function outside of that. And in us wanting to deal with the realities of what was then physical slavery and physical colonization, right now is a mental battle, it is a biochemical battle, it is a spiritual battle. And I feel like the Rastafari movement can step in and be one of those organizations, institutions, or schools of thought that come in to the healing of the black community from our distress. Like something that has been neglected is the healing of our people from the atrocities that we went through. And I feel like there's certain organizations and certain movements that would factor in. I'm not a Muslim, I don't advocate for anything that is Muslim, but if the fruit of Islam, for instance, the Farrakhan movement, it is able to form upholding men, respectful men with integrity and that are concerned about family, that want to grow and be role models in their communities, then that's beautiful. It's not about power, it's about the end goal at the end of the day. So such movements, I'm talking to this one because I see the richness and I see the value, and the way in which it is losing its value is based on the fact that people are, I don't know, they've forgotten what the value is, or just because people are moving outside of this catchphrase of throwing religion away. And I'm going to make a video about this, about throwing religion away, which is something that I question a lot. I'm not religious, but I question still, because I do believe that everything is in levels. You cannot move from level 1 to level 10, and think that you're going to undermine people who are still in level 3 because you wanted to jump, especially when you're talking about spirit works and spirit evolutions. It's the same thing as growing in age. If you are a 1-year-old, you cannot think just because you've seen, let me not use a 1-year-old, like let's say if you're 10 years old, just because you've seen a few movies or if you've seen a few things, and then you think that you're better than like a 20-year-old, for example. So experience is something that counts. It's like age is, that's why the movement, it celebrates elders, because with age comes a whole lot of wise mind and a whole lot of wisdom. So I don't feel like in this time this movement in South Africa is getting the the proper recognition that it's supposed to be getting, you know. And I mean recognition in the sense that in the community, the people who are of a lifestyle that pushes right, you know, and upholds righteousness, or seeks to uphold righteousness, should be the community, should be the people or family that are examples in the community. And in this time, that's very, very rare. We're lacking that in South Africa. We do not have brothers who are upholding a good standard for the community to look up to. Instead, we have a community of people who want to go and shine the light on themselves, whereas the light is needed in our communities. It's not needed amongst other Rastas. That's why there's a lot of infights. That is my analysis. My analysis is that the infights are caused by the fact that, you know, I am shining my own light in my own lamp, and it's in my own understanding or overstanding, and then I'll go to the next person and I'll try to shine the same light on them when they have their own light. That's where the clashes happen. But you come to find that there is a gap in our communities. There is a need for role models, mentors in the Black community now more than ever, you know, and such people should be people like the people in the Rasta community, or the conscious communities, you know, the people who should be examples of the people in the community, you know, that don't know this high knowledge, because I view it as high knowledge. Not everybody knows this knowledge, and we are blessed with this knowledge, and we need to shine our light further than we're already shining it. And I don't think that just because we have this light, we should be stingy with the knowledge, stingy with the information. I don't feel like it works like that. I don't feel like it embodies the sentiments of Ma'at or Ubuntu or just Africanness, you know. So anyway, this is part 1. I didn't want the video to be long. Tell me what you think, you know, if you have any experience of Rastas in your community. I cringe just asking that question, because there's a whole lot of slackness that is going around. Maybe it's influenced by Jamaicanism, we'll never know. Who knows? But I have a strong gut feeling that it is really influenced by the Jamaican community, and the Jamaican community is a community that is very promiscuous, that promotes promiscuity. If you've heard Vybz Kartel lyrics, I am a huge fan of Vybz, but no, you never listen to Vybz Kartel around your children, because no, you know, just like that. So I feel like the fashion and the aesthetic of the Rasta is what is catching on, but the soul of the movement is just withering away, you know. And I didn't have that much patience to remain in a group of people that I'm always going to have to feel like I'm going to explain myself and feel like I'm always being judged for my evolution and my growth, because I am growing and I'm allowing myself to grow. And the time I moved out of the movement, I stepped out of a box, and I never looked back, because I realized that I was really in a box, you know, and that box is one that is good for comfort maybe, but if you want to soar, and if you want to really understand yourself, and if you want to know who your God is, which is your inner self, yourself, the one that is you, you know, your life essence, if you want to get to develop a relationship with that, you need to transcend, and you need to be proactive about it. So if you're around people who are not going to help you do that, then move to the people that you feel are going to help you do that. And anyway, if you feel like you are more you are more aware, or you're more conscious than everybody in your group, then that's a sign of you should move. So I always like to feel like I'm growing all the time, and that's something that I was not facing after a few years when I was in the movement. It became comfortable. I liked the fact that I looked so nice with my hair wrap and my neck. You know, it looked nice, you know, and everywhere you go you turn eyes. But when it comes to the reason why I stepped out of Christianity to go into the Rastafari movement, it was then not adding up, because then it seemed as if I wanted to settle, and I don't want to settle. I want to grow. I'm here to grow. Continues to grow. So thank you for watching my video. I will catch you on the next video. Bye.